Hello, welcome to BioGreat TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. How Burkina Faso got independence. In the 19th century, when Europe was scrambling for Africa, the territory of present-day Burkina Faso was invaded by France and colonial administration was established following a war of conquest between 1896 and 1904. The territory became part of French West Africa in 1904, and the colony of French Upper Volta was founded on the 1st of March 1919. The colony was named after its location on the upper courses of the Volta River. Before the French conquest, the predominant ethnic group was the Mosi, who founded the Mosi Empire. The Mosi Empire was established between the 14th and 15th centuries. Ghanaian cavalry soldiers fought and overran the existing people, uniting them in a new empire. The new Mosi Empire was one of the few places in northern sub-Saharan Africa that successfully resisted being overcome and subdued by Islamic invaders. Hence, to this day, Muslims are among the minority in Burkina Faso, which has a variety of religions: indigenous, Christianity, and Islam. The Mosi Empire grew to become very powerful and influential in the region, but the strength of the empire did not last. Over time, it began to wane and the empire broke into smaller kingdoms. Eventually, French troops arrived and claimed the area in 1896. The Mosi put up a resistance, but it was not strong enough. Their resistance ended with the capture of their capital at Ouagadougou. By 1904, the French had conquered the entire realm of Mosi and fused it into the colony of Haute Senegal, Niger. The resistance against colonial rule continued, and in 1915, the Volta War commenced. The war is so named according to the regions in Burkina Faso and part of Mali where the conflicts began. The African forces, comprised of different alliances of local people at the height of the war, had ranked up to 20,000 men. The war began in 1915 when a group of representatives from a number of villages gathered at Bona and resolved to take up arms against the French settlers. This took place during World War I, and the native forces were optimistic that the French, who were already involved in the World War, would be vulnerable at that point because their forces would be tired fighting from two fronts. The war went through different phases as the colonial army organized two suppression attempts that failed. The natives had superior tactics on those two occasions. The war raged on until 1917 before the French forces defeated the opposition. Many of the leaders were jailed or executed. The Volta War is considered one of the biggest and most significant challenges to colonial government in Africa. It was the major reason for the creation of the colony of Haute Volta, which is now Burkina Faso, after World War I. This was done by splitting off 7 districts from the large colony of Haute Senegal and Niger. Subsequently, in 1919, some provinces from Côte d'Ivoire were united into a separate colony called the Upper Volta in the French West Africa Federation. In 1932, the new colony was then split up for economic reasons and reconstituted in 1937 as an administrative division called the Upper Coast. After World War II, the Mosi renewed their pressure for separate territorial status, and in 1947, on the 4th of September, Upper Volta became a French West African territory, again in its own right. After the Second World War, the clamor for independence was waxing stronger day by day in the West African countries. Representations of the French colonies met in Paris with the French Parliament and forced the issue of independence. So each colony was provided its own government council to run its affairs. On the 11th of December 1958, Upper Volta became a self-governing colony in the French community. And finally, on July 11, 1960, the French government granted Upper Volta full independence and Maurice Yamilgo, a Morsi man of the Voltaic Democratic Union, became the first president of the country. When the French occupied the region, they called it Upper Volta after the Volta River, which is divided into the Red Volta, the Black Volta, and the White Volta. The country continued to be known by this name even after independence. However, when the iconic figure of revolution, Thomas Sankara, became president, he changed the name to Burkina Faso, which means land of incorruptible people. Since independence, Burkina Faso has experienced 10 bloody coups, the most in Africa. The first happened in 1966, just 6 years after independence, while the last was as recent as 2015. What have we missed out of this history? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.